Catastrophic loss to tourism in Florida just from Canadians.
So I'm in Orlando and it's peak March break, and I want you guys to take a look at what it looks like right now. It's literally just my kids and one other couple in the pool, and this is peak March break. I'm starting to think that Canadians are serious when they said that they're going to start boycotting America and American products.
A lot of them will not come because of Trump and what was going on with Canada. They just don't want to come and spend their money here. The cost of living here has changed a lot. Everything went up.
It's no secret Canadian snowbirds haven't been flocking to South Florida lately. President Trump's immigration rules and tariffs have caused controversy in Canada.
The greater Fort Lauderdale is expecting up to 150,000 fewer visitors from Canada. You know, they make up one of the largest groups of international visitors to South Florida. According to Visit Lauderdale, Canadian visitors...
Trump has cost South Florida $90 million and climbing just from Canadians. Just from Canadians. But wait, it gets worse. Did you know the entire world is boycotting the United States of America in tourism? Did you know that we are right now on track to lose $31 billion in tourism alone just in 2025? And that is an estimate. And yes, it has grown. Trump is destroying the USA. Do you agree? Have you canceled your trips to the USA? Drop your comments below.
Let's talk about Vegas, baby. Las Vegas tourism is down, and that's partly because Canadians aren't going to Sin City. Yeah, officials say tourism is down more than 11% in 2025, and 42% fewer Canadians have traveled to the city so far this year. Now, Canadians used to be a very, very big market for Vegas. But Las Vegas Mayor Shelley Berkeley says the stream of Canucks has gone from a faucet to a drip. Officials say inflation, as well as President Trump's trade wars and stricter immigration enforcement, are partly to blame. Others have blamed inflated prices and outrageous fees. So to combat this dip in tourism, hundreds of Vegas businesses are offering deals, big deals, including half-price sales on hotels and shows. And officials are betting these deals will make a trip to Vegas worth the gamble for some people.
We have, as you know, there's less or a downturn of international visitors.
Oh, who could have seen this coming?
Which I'm very sorry about. We rely in part on Canadian tourism.
If only you guys weren't doing fascism.
And we love the Canadians, and we want them to come back.
Pass.
And enjoy Las Vegas.
I'm good, thanks.
And everything that we have to offer.
As long as this is what is up for offer, I think, again, like I said, pass.
And so as the mayor of Las Vegas, I'm telling everybody in Canada, please come.
No.
We love you, we need you, and we miss you.
Trump called us nasty, and we've got that woke rainbow money.
So those are two things. Also, there is a concern that we, not the city of Las Vegas, but gaming industry in general, is nickel and diming people. They don't like it.
It's really more of a secondary concern.
And I think that's going to self-correct.
Yeah, don't do anything, guys. Nature always balances itself out.
I mean, if you have to pay $70 for valet parking, you're going to find out very quickly that people don't want to pay $70 for parking.
It's not so much the cost of parking and the cost of gambling and the cost of drinking and eating down there. It's more the fact that there's 150 Canadians that have been detained since the start of the year by ICE, and there's 55 currently being detained in ICE custody. 2 of the people that have been detained this year are toddlers, and 1 person who has been detained died. The detainments last anywhere from weeks to months. So I'm not really going to think about the cost of parking, because I guess, yes, if my vehicle sits there for weeks and weeks and weeks while I'm in a facility in Louisiana, those fees will add up, and I guess I would appreciate if parking costs were a little lower. But it sounds like I could save myself a lot of hassle by just staying home. It is nice to know we are missed and that our absence is being noticed. So I guess thank you to all of you who also canceled trips this year in order to send a message. It sounds like it's being received.
It seems like Sin City and Florida is empty and cold and no one's around to mess with hotels, restaurants, beaches, which is completely ironical. Who would have thought that in the big 2025 something like that would have happened? For the longest, of course, countries like Canada, who are so much closer to the United States, act like that's a local tour. It's not even more like a foreign tourism, because I think there's no visa requirement between Canada and US, and it's just so much easy to access between these countries. It's even like a driving thing. It's not always like you have to use airplanes. Mostly people take tours, long tours, when they visit these states, when they move across, so it's much more encouraging for them. But recently it seems like the ties between United States and Canada has been deteriorating because of what the current administration has been enforcing from the start of January 10th to the currency of this video today. It seems like this relationship between these two brothers started from when Trump said that he wants Canada to be the 51st state of the United States of America, and this really pissed off Canadians. And it's like sanctions, quote unquote, where Canadians feel like we contributed so much to the economy, but you're treating us like you don't value us, like you want to invade our own independence, our own borders, in order to make us your own. We want our own independence, and for that we're gonna fall back, and where we were supplying to your economy, we're gonna hit back by not coming to your country, by obviously imposing retaliatory tariffs on the tariffs that you're giving us. And it's been going south because cities like Miami and Las Vegas, for the longest, which has been having, a surge in tourism, right now is becoming slowly and slowly empty. For the longest, Canadians have been the ones that have been backing these states or these sectors, and them having boycott, it means that businesses in these touristic areas are being hit severely. But that's not all. We're gonna share more by continuing to listen to more opinions, and then thereafter we're gonna dissect the matter and see why is this happening and what can America do in order to bring back that trust, bring back that relationship that they had with Canadians, and what are the implications of all this. So stick around and let's continue with the video.
Florida. Is Florida being boycotted again as they were in 2023 now that we're in August of 2025? I would say yes. Here's why I say this. And my Canadians are leading the way along with other international travelers. I have lived in South Florida 35 years. I have driven Uber the last 5 years plus since I retired. And here is what I'm seeing and here is what I'm hearing. Number one, in my business, I can tell is off significantly from where it should be in August over August. Yes, it's the summer. I know that. August over August, we're off. I've had many people that work in restaurants, hotels, etc. Everybody's telling me the same thing. Everybody's feeling the pinch. And here's what we can show by numbers that you can look up. For example, the Fort Lauderdale airport is down 11% in travel. Huge drop. Miami is down 8.2%. Huge drop. And we're seeing that the Canadians in particular are the largest group, but many other international are not coming here because of Trump's policies and DeSantis. And we're seeing this. Seeing that Canadian leisure is off 35 to 40%, and Fort Lauderdale, South Florida, one of their top spots has been in the past. We're feeling the hit. The Canadians are making us feel it. The other international travelers are feeling it. They are tired of seeing these photos, I guess, and afraid of seeing these photos where you have a visa, you're here legally, and they're being thrown into alligator Alcatraz. Legitimate tourists, and they're being picked up. And it's causing a negative impact on the economy here. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, Governor DeSantis. You all have negatively impacted the economy, and it is in Florida, it's over $100 billion a year industry. And they're expecting a minimum $10 billion drop because of this. If you Google the numbers and Google the information, you'll see that. And it may be bigger. And the thing is this, I think many of these Canadian travelers, for example, that have shifted from coming to Florida, they're going to Central and South America, that they're going to other destinations. They're not coming back. They're not coming back. We've lost this business forever thanks to Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis. There you have it. Love to hear from my Canadians, my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, my burned out labels, and all my other international travelers. Let me know what you think. But yeah, Florida's under a boycott, announced or not. And I think it's announced.
Yeah, I don't know what Trump said or did to Canadians, but they don't like him. and they don't like America for that matter. MAGA, not America. They don't like MAGA. As you can see, some Canadians said they won't shop here. They're not going to buy American products in Canada. They're not going to do business with Americans or come to America to do business. So basically, cutting off America altogether. All these Canadians responded back to me, and it's crazy that we've alienated our neighbor to the north that we've had good relations with for years, for decades, for no reason now, just because DJT wants to tax and tariff and scare and tactics, and it's ridiculous how we've alienated ourselves from the rest of the world. And in particular, MAGA is painting itself into a corner of the world, a tiny little corner of the U.S. and the world, to where they won't be able to come back out. The Chinese summit showed the rest of the world, 20 nations, came together in order to form a new union, a new way of doing business and conducting themselves without the Western influence, and in particular, without the U.S., most likely due to DJT. I don't know if it's because that man said Canada could be the 51st state of the U.S. or what he said, but why go out of your way to intentionally alienate the country from its direct northern neighbor when already you're alienating the U.S. from our neighbor to the south? Why would we paint ourselves into this corner of the world where we're alone with very few, if any, allies, and intentionally break down all communications, business, and relations with the rest of the modern world, to the point where North Korea is in China with Russia together, including India and Iran, and they're meeting to develop new currencies. They're trading technology, military weapons, oil, money. They're forming a new world without the U.S. I don't know if this is making America great again. I don't know if there's a plan or there's some type of goal to this, but to me, it just seems like MAGA is getting painted into a corner, tiny little corner. Nobody's going to pay attention to it anymore. Those people will just be ostracized and left alone to their own little business. They won't be able to conduct business with the rest of the world. Nobody's going to reach out to them. Nobody's really going to care what happens to them. And it's amazing that they're too blind to even at this point see that what the POTUS is doing is not working. And why would you support what no one around the world is supporting? I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. But hey, again, I could be wrong. That's just my 2 cents. So it is what it is. Hopefully, God bless, we can get through this. But yeah, Canadians don't like America, and they definitely don't like DJT. And hey, I don't know if we can blame them.
On today's episode of FAFO, brought to you by Florida's tourism industry. So we all know that our neighbors to the north, Canada, are holding a grudge when it comes to the United States, and rightfully so. And many of them have said forget about abstinence and just decided to use the pull-out method when it comes to tourism here in the United States.
A lot of them will not come because of Trump and what was going on with Canada. They just don't want to come and spend their money here. The cost of living here has changed a lot. Everything went up.
The Grenier family owns Jarabel. Francois telling us he's not sure what to expect. According to Visit Lauderdale, Canadian visitors are down by 10 to 16% since April, and 13.5% fewer Canadians are flying in. That could translate to an economic loss of up to $90 million.
And this is the combination of the policies as well as the behavior coming from the orange tyrant that's in the office, whether it's tariffs or just threatening to make Canada the 51st state of the United States. And as you just saw in that clip, travel is down 10 to 16% since April, as well as a drop in air travel by 13.6%. The only thing that I'm aware of that has a bigger drop than that is JLo's popularity. Now, if Canada is already withholding a lot of travel to the United States, I can only just imagine what the rest of the world is doing. And honestly, I don't blame the rest of the world.
United States of America has just pricked itself with the same needle that they were holding. But this time round, it's not just about a few maple leaves leaving Miami Beach. It's about how USA has been portrayed by the other countries in the world. Lately, it's been about politics, hospitality, affordability, and things like that. If USA wants to stand out just like they have been perceived to be a mighty country, if they want to retain that position for the longest, then it has to look at these things. things. Right now, it seems like each and every country that they associate themselves with, they are trying to remind them that we are the bigger brothers. You have to do this in order to receive this. For them, it's about favors. This has been recurring theme for the last 8 months. But the tourism sector is what we're going to look at today. And this tourism sector has even spread to other sectors, considering that the political tension that is right now in the United States of America, and also the economic loss, diplomatic strain, and the loss of brand image. We know tourism is mostly how the country is. Is the country having peace? Is there stability in the country? Is the country affordable? And all this seems to be running against USA right now. And why so? Because the Trump administration has made so much changes. At first, we'd have thought that closing borders and being stricter in the immigration policies would have really helped for that legitimate tourism and other sectors, that at least now there will be safety for tourists that are trying to visit these areas, and also that due process is being followed. But it seems like they overdid it, and now people who want to come are tensed because, first of all, safety is a big concern and people are being denied visas to entry like nonsense. Funny thing is that these states really rely on tourism as a backbone to the economy, and this is biting back Americans in so much ways, because look, someone has opened a hotel or restaurant business and they're really reliant on people visiting the country, but the number has significantly reduced. But this person has to pay taxes, has to pay for his rent, and has to sustain his family. And for the sake of their mental health, when these things take a toll on them, then they're gonna feel the pinch. And this pinch has just been caused by the very own leader whom they supported, whom they put in power, whom they trusted that they are gonna improve the sector that they are in. And it has made so many people thinking, like, should they leave this industry and just start another business in another or unrelated industry? Because let's say a big country that supports US tourism like Canada, if they pull back and stop visiting, then it's gonna dig deep into the pockets of these hotel or restaurant owners or just businesses related to tourism. But it is high time now to look at the whole economy of the United States of America. How much does tourism contribute to the United States of America, and how much does Canada itself contribute tourism? As we've seen from the start of the video, speakers discuss, it seems like it's a huge chunk. Just as I mentioned before, it could also be diplomatic strain, and this could be brought about by when Donald Trump tried to say that they want Canada to be made the 51st state of America. I don't know if it was a joke or if he meant it, because there is no way this was gonna happen. I don't visualize like a whole Canada being a big country shrunk down to become a state of America. There is no way. Losing independence for wanting to be recognized as part of the state, it's just not worth it. And I don't see even the citizens themselves accepting this offer. It's just not so real for them. Apart from that, utterances and rhetorics about Canada and the relationship between US has just been deteriorating for the longest. All this just contribute to one thing: diplomatic strain. The curve dropping each and every day. I don't know how or who is gonna reconcile so that these countries can have their long-lasting relationship as they had in the past. The last thing that I want to talk about is the brand image. Just as we said before, if the United States want to continue to hold its position as a strong country in the world or as a big brother to others, it has to work on its own image. It's no doubt that they have really strained it, or they have soiled it, I would say. If they want to make a global appeal that they are still there at the top, it has to work on its hospitality, it has to work on its affordability. And by affordability, of course, things like hotels need to lower prices, foods have to be cheaper, which I don't see it happening because of what is happening in the farms. Farmers are crying bailout, and when farmers are crying bailout, I don't see how it's going to be possible for them to reduce things like food airlines. For what is happening right now, I don't see it reducing in any way. I think the prices are gonna soar, and it's becoming a problem. It's not only for Canadians, but also the rest of the world. It's not only in Florida or Nevada, but also it's gonna affect small businesses like local vendors, guides, and seasonal workers who are gonna lose income. Strategically, the states would now pivot to countries like Brazil, Mexico, and relying on domestic tourism to fill the gap that foreign tourists left. especially those from Canada. That's how I think about this whole situation, but I know you guys might have even more to add on. It's at this point that I'm inviting you to share your thoughts or opinions in the comment section down there below. Please don't be shy. It will be really insightful to contribute to this video. Don't forget to go and check the creators that are featured in this video. Their usernames have been embedded in the stitched videos as always. Go on to their TikToks, follow, also like their videos. For this one, make sure you smash a huge thumbs up button, consider subscribing, turn on post notifications so that you may not miss my next upload. And with that guys, Danny here signing out. Peace.